Suggest you move your feet around 3 boards to the right of where you're striking. Some people have to move 4 and then hit your strike target, and that should make both of the pins.
Gary has a son, Kyle, 5 years old, and a son, Jordan, who's 4 months old. Deflected out.
Bad guess. You heard him. There's 2 different ways you can play that, one of which you can utilize your strike target and adjust off of that. Other people choose to play it from a common place on the lane, and then you're going into an area where you're just not familiar. There you see the score. Kevin Johnson, with the open frame out of Gary, can move into the driver's seat if he strikes here. Much better. Oh,
better shot, same result.
Really? 6-pin around through the channel and should have taken out the 10, Jen, but not quite in the cards. Next week, if you guys would like to, guys and girls would like to go out and try to qualify, suburban lanes on the east side of town on 3-2 and 3-3 are the dates, and we have squads at 10:30, 12, 1:30, and 3. So try to come on out. We'd love to have you on the show.
As well as the ladies, as you said, we are qualifying at LaRue Lanes, and as of yesterday, of course, their score continues throughout the weekend. Tammy Bird, who is Pam Shing-Shang's sister, who is our queen from last year. She had a 639 score, and they are paying anywhere from $150 to $200 for the top score of the weekend. So come on out, ladies, and give it a try, and later on I'll run down our winners so far this year.
Yeah, we've had quite a few. As a matter of fact, ladies have really been posting some great numbers, and I'm with you, Jim. One of these weeks we're going to see one of them on the regular telecast.
You betcha.
Well, that strike brings Kevin Johnson to a 4-pin advantage. Strike working. That's a good way to go. Gary is, I've never seen him give up. Bowled him a lot of times. Kevin's enjoying a 4-pin lead. Not really worth mentioning at this point, but it is a lead nevertheless.
Gary bowls anywhere from 4 to 7 times a week and has averages anywhere from 207 all the way up to 224. And of course, Gary is the owner of Durban Bowl. He also bowls at Glenmore, Western, and East Bowl, which he also owns in Batesville.
Wow, what a shot. Affirmative, firm. Really didn't toy around with the shot that time, Jennifer. Just really went at it. Take a look at it here, if you will. The firm release will keep that ball on a tighter line, as you can see it. Not the big arc this time. 1-3 pocket. It looks a little tight, but it is perfect. 9-pin, last one out. Great shot. Gary Rolfes. Left-hand lane is down by 4 pins. With the strike, he could go up by 6 in the 5th frame.
Once again, playing a tight line. Oh.
The only disadvantage to playing the tight line with speed is the fact that you're going to be getting up over the 10-pin. Now, a tight line, as we may explain, it is one that will cover fewer boards on the lanes. In other words, you're arcing the ball more. That's a loose line or loose release. A tighter line covers fewer boards as it goes out on the lane and back. Both players very good spare shooters, Jen.
Many times by playing the tighter line, you can get into less trouble by covering fewer boards. But as David said, the 10-pin or sometimes a solid 7 will come about from playing that good hard tight line.
Hudy Delight brings you BPA King of Bowling, and it has done so for 29 years, and we're back on Channel 9, where 9 means news. And this match is in our 5th week. We are now in the 5th frame. Kevin Johnson, right-hand lane.
Boy, he has one of the best extensions of anybody in the entire Cincinnati area, or anywhere else for that matter.
Classic form, Jennifer, classic form. And this kind of form you can see in this type of shot time after time out of Kevin. Great pendulum arm swing. Look how steady that head is. Never, ever moves. Good extension, great follow-through. And the ball does the rest of the work.
I've talked about it before. The power in the legs can get you a good release. You don't have to work out your arms as much as the legs are an important part of the game.
14 pins. Kevin Johnson's up, and he makes it 24 on a late-breaking 7-pin, Jennifer.
Didn't look like it was going to go out.
The good clean release, you don't have to torque the ball up to create pin action. Just good clean roll. Right over 9.5 again. Very consistent. Slaps him out. And Kevin, what do you think? Yeah, he wanted that one. That's about as much emotion as I've ever seen in
No
Kevin
kidding.
Johnson.
That was pretty intense.
Gary Rolfes, right-hand lane, needs to strike to stay in this match. That time we have fixed up today, ladies and gentlemen, for your enjoyment, a radar gun, and we're monitoring the speed on the players. That particular shot was 18 miles an hour out of Gary Rolfes, and the ball not quite getting up. On the balls that he did strike on, he was at 17 miles an hour, so it does make a difference.
Both of these gentlemen are 5'7", which we've said it before. Once again, you can be a compact, small player and still get the good roll and leverage on the ball.
Kevin's got him by a few pounds in the weight department, though, but it doesn't really show in the ball speed.
Doesn't.
Kevin, 41 years old, giving up 10 years to Gary Rolfes, but right now, Kevin Johnson enjoys a 24-pin lead. That's more better. My English teacher just resigned.
They cringed.
Gary Rolfes, knowing that he needs a lot of those to get back into this match. Kevin Johnson at this point enjoying a 25-pin lead. Can increase it to 35 with a strike here. The finishers at Harrison Bowl, Alan Runkle was 5th and 6th. Bob Bruni was 7th. Riga Kalfas 8th. Bill Pollard Jr. 9th. And Paul Danforth rounded out the top 10 as we watch a late breaker by Kevin. He's really rolling the ball cleanly, Jen.
He is absolutely frying that 7-pin out.
Take a look at it here one more time. He got that ball a little wider. That ball is right about 8. Comes back nicely, though. Does not overpower the 7-10 you're looking at. There you see it. There you don't. Gary Rolfes needs to strike. And not only that, he needs a little help because he is 35 pins down. 3 frames yet to play. 35 pins is not insurmountable, but it requires your opponent to stumble a little bit, and Kevin is not stumbling.
Next, we are going to see in our next match, Mike Whalen, the big, powerful left-hander who had a 762 at Harrison Bowl to make it to the show, and then on to our top qualifier, Ron Bonner, another big, big left-handed cranker, 791 he had. There's lots of action ahead.
Gary Rolfes, 35 pins down at this point. Needs to strike off the sheet to keep the pressure on.
Oh,
unbelievable.
Bad break.
See him shaking his head. He just knows it isn't in the cards for today when you can throw some great shots and not come away with any reward for those great shots.
From Harrison Bowl, the top qualifying woman, the winner of the week was Carol Higgins. I don't know Carol, but I'm anxious to meet her. I hear she's a fantastic bowler and has been supporting the King and Queen of Bowling for many years now.
Bert Brockman was right behind her with, well, not right behind her. They were tied, actually, for the top spot, Jen.
And Bert is just bowling fabulous this year. She's won from 3 different houses already this year. She is just bowling phenomenal.
And this third player here, Jennifer Kleekamp.
Who?
Yeah. Someone we haven't seen except last year. Did well. Jan Hill is in there also. Bert Brockman again. And Nancy Fair rounds out the top side for the women. Amp that up to about 18 miles an hour. When Gary does, that ball just does not roll off the way he wants. Gary is going to be out of here, but Kevin Johnson's got the brace on his hand, and that keeps his wrist firmly behind the ball.
Good spare shooting. By Gary, of course, you don't bowl 4 to 7 times a week and not become a good spare shooter.
That's right.
Especially averaging 224.
Again, can't say enough nice things about Gary and Gary's game, but right now you come up against a buzzsaw. Potential for Kevin Johnson, if he takes it off the sheet, 270. Not all bad. just really dialed in well, Jen. Not overplaying the lanes, just playing them perfectly, I would say. His release is what gets him this type of roll. And we can watch the release here. Great shot by Bruce, our handheld guy. Look at that. Just not a whole lot of frills and turn, but very effective. Filling the pocket up, and the pinfall speaks for itself.
Ladies and gentlemen, all this great action that you're seeing comes compliments of new Productions Incorporated. New this year, so if you see something and you like it, you like the way it looks, you can write the BPA and tell them that.
Yeah, new look for Cincinnati, and we're back to our old friends at Channel 9 that started us out with a new look, and Cincinnati seems to like it, so we're going to keep bringing it your way. We've got 7 more weeks to go, and we hope to see you each and every Sunday here on Channel 9 at 11 o'clock. If you'd like to come out and see how the show is done, we'll tell you how you can do that in Game 2. Great shot again. Ooh, ball rolled up a little high. That's 17 miles an hour out of Kevin on that particular shot. And looks like 18's the magic number today, Jen.
Yeah, and Kevin's going to advance naturally, and he'll go against Mike Whalen, which Kevin and Mike are just great friends. I know Mike Whalen's daughter was saying that, you know, she kind of wanted to see the match but didn't because Kevin was kind of a father to her. So we'll kind of see how that ends up next game.
2:59. Kevin Johnson, a very, very good game. Gary Rolfes is having trouble with the carry factor here, and again, when a player comes up with 2:59 thrown at you, it's a little tough to get involved, especially when you're not carrying the corners. There you go. Absolutely perfect.
There we go.
Yeah, see the little touch there indicates that little smile will indicate to you that yeah, sure, they're going to carry now. 18 miles an hour was the secret. Kept a nice tight shot on it and just saws this 7-pin out there. Look at that. 5-pin taking the 7 out late and the 10-pin tripping out quickly. Well, as so often we've said it, when it really doesn't matter, they're going to fly on out of there. So got to relax is what he was saying, Jen. And as you would see, well, there's our statistician to my left here, Tim. And we're sitting in the back watching the players bowl, and Gary just not in the cards today. But when it doesn't count, they're going to fall. 202 to Kevin Johnson's 259. Kevin advances. Now a little score.